Okay, Alex, look. Sorry, my handwriting, I kind of messed up. That's a 3, right? K cubed. Yeah, it's a 3.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, I know. So the thing is, like, okay, you're learning factor by grouping, so of course the practice problems are going to use this method. What's going to happen, though, is you're going to be factoring, and it's not going to say use factor by grouping. You're going to have to know. And the way you know is if it's got 4 terms, it's probably factor by grouping.
Yeah. You misspelled probably.
Yeah.
Pro baby.
Pro baby.
Pro baby.
I
did catch that. I'm just like,
You did catch it?
yeah, I did catch it, but I'm like, I'm too
Yeah.
tired.
Okay. Yeah, pro baby. Okay. So problem. Since when do you read? Okay. Okay. Now, all right. I'm trying to think of how I can get you guys to remember this. Right? What groups things in math? Parentheses. You're going to add parentheses. You're going to make groups. You're going to make 2 groups. And you're going to factor each one. That's what you're going to do. The only thing you have to be careful of is that you can't mess this sign up in the middle. This one you won't mess up, it's plus. But if this was minus, you'd mess it up. Here's how you do it. Quit texting me, Alex. It's creepy. I know, I changed it. Yeah. So, Alex, you see how I put the parentheses around the first 2?
Yeah.
The plus signs in the middle, and I put parentheses around the second 2? So, I've made the groups. Now I'm going to factor each group. Okay, so here I can just take out a k squared, right? And then I'm left with k minus 2. Do you see? That's just this part over here. I don't want to move on before you guys are, I want to make sure you guys got that. Do you see what happened right there? No, not yet? So check it out, Rachel. I'm not doing the whole thing. I haven't done this part yet. I've only done this part. All I did is I put parentheses around the first 2 terms and I factored out whatever I could. K cubed and k squared have a k squared in common. So that's what I took out. And then I'd be left with k minus 2. That's all so far. I'm not done with the whole thing yet. I still have to do this part. Now over here, you see there's a 5 and a 10, so I can take a 5 out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out a plus 5. And then I'm going to be left with k minus 2. Priscilla, are we good so far? You see what happened? So you made 2 groups and you factored each group. See? Got 2 groups, factored each group. Now, Alex, the homework question you asked about, remember? It was just like this.
Yeah.
Remember? This is the common factor right there. That's what you're going to take out. You're going to take out k minus 2. And what's left is k squared plus 5.
That's it?
That's it. That is all she wrote.
Does it matter if you order? Or you could have wrote k squared plus 5 and then...
Yeah, you could write k squared plus 5. And then times k minus 2. Of course. No problem. Same thing either way. Because like when you're multiplying, it doesn't matter the order. Good? You look like you're having a great day today, Eminem.
I am.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wonderful.
Ah, yeah. Sam, do you have a question? No? You sure? Okay. Does your hat say give thanks? Okay, because I just see V-E thanks. Okay.
I can only see the thanks part.
Oh, yeah. You're like, you're welcome. Okay. Let me show you what happens. There's like one thing that happens that's tricky. Mr. Cuevas, there's one thing that happens that's tricky. Okay? Let me show you how that works. And the one thing that'll happen that's tricky is this thing will be a minus. If that is a minus in the middle, it's a little tricky, but I'll show you what to do and it's not too bad. Okay? So, let's say we had, let's do this one. Let's do 3a cubed minus 2a squared minus 6a plus 4. Yeah? Okay. So, just like almost always, you see a minus sign, especially in the middle, slow down. Like, it doesn't even matter what math you're doing, you got a minus sign, you have to be careful. So M&M, we have to be careful of this. Because you know how we're going to put parentheses around the two groups, right? If I put parentheses right here, like right there, then I actually end up changing the whole thing. That means I'm subtracting the whole thing. But the way it's written right now, I'm subtracting the 6a and I'm adding the 4. So here's what you got to do. You see that minus sign, you got to do this.
That's it.
Because then because the thing is, when you draw the parentheses, you have to do it in a way that it doesn't change like the value. You'll confuse yourself if you don't do that. So let's see here. See? Because the 6 is negative, but not the 4. And then you factor out each group, just like before. Huh. Priscilla, we can take out an a squared, huh? Oh, what, Alex?
What about the 4?
What about the 4?
It's the same, same.
Well, it was positive 4, right?
Yeah.
So here, I'm glad you asked that. Check this out. I'm going to write the original equation, original expression on top. And let's see if it's still the same as this. Are those two things the same?
Before you made it positive, yes.
Well, even then, it says plus minus 6. Is that the same as plus minus 6?
Oh, yeah.
It is, right? Now watch what happened if I didn't do it with this. I'm gonna go ahead and if I do this, like it was a plus sign, this is now not the same as it was. Because what this means 3a cubed minus 2a squared minus 6a minus 4, and that's different.
Oh, so we just leave the 4.
The 4 is positive, and you want to make sure it stays positive.
But
You don't want to like add something in there and change the signs on accident.
Right. But what if it was a negative 4?
It'll stay
Make it
negative.
positive too?
No,
Stay negative.
yeah. Well, all we're doing is we're like kind of handling this minus sign in the middle so that I can draw the two parentheses and not mess up what it means.
Alright.
Yeah. Like, I know it's kind of confusing, but here's what, if you get yourself messed up. Yes, ma'am?
So every single time there's a negative.
Yeah, just make it a plus or minus. Yep. Yeah, every time, because then it'll be easy. Now, there's other ways that some people do it, but no matter what, they're just trying to make sure that this stays, like you don't change any signs. Yeah. Okay, here we can take out an a squared. Alex, you good now?
Yeah.
Are you good with that?
Sure.
Now check this out. Do you see how this is 3a minus 2? M&M, when I factor this one, I want it to be 3a minus 2 also. And it's a negative 6 and a positive 4, but you see this sign is not what I want. I want this to be negative. I'm going to take out a negative 2. Do you see? And then I'm going to be left with 3a minus 4. Yeah, take a negative 2 out of negative 6a, you're left with positive 3a. And if you take a negative 2 out of 4, you're left with...
Oh my god, that's what I was saying.
I can't even spell probably today, so you shouldn't have any faith in me.
It's because you had your head in here.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it did make me really dizzy earlier today.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yeah. Okay, but that's okay. That's not really why this happened. This just happened because I was talking and...
Thinking excited.
Right. Okay. I was actually thinking about what problem to do next, like what to show you. So Alex, we're not done. This is the common factor, 3a minus 2, right? That's what you're going to take out. And just like M&M asked, you can put it before or you can put it after. It won't matter. You guys good? Any preguntas? We're going to do one more example and I'll give you guys some stuff to practice. I thought Sonia was going to be back today.
No, her plane landed.
Oh yeah, that's what I told her was going to happen, remember? Her plane was going to be late. That's right. What's that, Alex?
It looks complicated.
It does look complicated, but it's really not. It's not. The hardest, one of the hardest parts is recognizing that this is a common factor right here and here.
Yeah.
But we practiced those last time, so I hope it's not too bad. Vanessa, do you have a question?
No, not right now yet.
Not yet?
Not yet until I start trying problems.
Okay. Alright, so next one. This is the last one that I'm going to do with you, and then I'm going to give you guys some to practice. X cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12. Now this one's tricky. Alex, when you think you're done with this one, you're probably not. And I'll show you why. Now first of all, we got the minus right there, right? So, see a minus sign? Slow down. Like, see a cop in the median, the freeway, slow down. Just floor it. Floor it. Wow. I could do that in my Toyota because it doesn't speed. It's too slow.
Put that shit all over.
Yeah. True story. Too slow. Okay. In fact, Sam, one of my daughters took her driver's test in that car, and she's driving. She's pulling out of the DMV, and a lady that's doing the testing says, the speed limit's 45. And my daughter's like, yeah, I know, we're working on it. It doesn't go very fast. Okay, that's a true story. Okay, so plus, minus, right? What, Alex?
Working on it.
Oh, yeah, sure. It takes a while. You got to be patient in that car. You're not going to go anywhere very fast. Yeah. Okay. So M&M had a minus. Made sure the minus stayed with the 4, right? Because that doesn't change the value, it just changes the way it looks. And the reason we do that is because then we can do our parentheses. And the reason you want your plus sign in the middle is because these things are being added. They're not multiplying. If you didn't have the plus sign in the middle, if it looked like this instead, that would mean multiplying. Right, and you're not multiplying, you're adding. So you want to make sure you're adding parentheses in a way that it only changes how it looks, but it doesn't change the value. Okay, now here we can take out an x a square. And then there's here's the thing where you got to be careful. This is, yeah. Check it out, Sam. This is a positive 3, and this one's negative. That means we are going to have to take out a negative number. And this is a negative 4, so actually that's what we're going to take out, just like Alex said, negative 4. You okay, Sam?
Yeah, something fell in my eye.
Vanessa punched you? What? Wow. She punched you and she's like, stop being so nice. And toughen you up for the real world. Okay.
Please don't punch me.
So Priscilla, this is tricky. Alex, focus, Alex, focus, because this is tricky, because we're not done. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it would be. Because you're going to take a negative 4 out of here. Or out of here. Yeah. Because like if you were to multiply negative 4 times x, you get, right, negative 4x, and negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. But here's where it gets tricky. We're not done. You can still factor more. Because if we look at this thing right here, x squared minus 4, isn't that the same as x squared like plus 0x minus 4? They're looking for two numbers that could multiply to negative 4 and add to 0. That would be x plus 2 and x minus 2. Dun dun dun. If you multiply x plus 2 times x minus 2, see what you get. You get x squared minus 4.
Yeah.
Right. This is not factored all the way. Here's the thing you have to recognize. It's called difference of squares. If you have a perfect square, oh, look at that, a perfect square, right? Minus a different perfect square, right? That's going to be factorable. So like if you had x squared minus 36, that would be x plus 6, x minus 6. There's no b term, right? Ax squared plus bx plus c. This is 0 because 6 minus 6 is 0. So anytime you see a perfect square minus another perfect square, you can still factor it. It's called the difference of squares.
So what would be the answer? X plus 2?
So this part would become x plus 2 times x minus 2 and x plus 3.
That's it.
That's it.
Right.
Wait, and
But I
if
don't
we were to check it, we
You-
can't check it, right? Or
Yeah, you could check it. You could multiply everything back together and you would get back your original problem.
What about if we were to check it with the x squared minus 4, would we not get the answer?
You would still get the same thing back. This is just not broken down all the way.
So how are we supposed to know? Because like if we, let's say we have one on the quiz and we
Yeah.
don't break it down. Like,
How are you supposed to know? That's tricky, right? How would you know? Watch this. Let's see. How would you know? Could you take a 2 out of all those? Would it be all the way factored?
You can take a 6 out of it.
But wait. I'm making a point. I'm not even trying to get to the answer. Her question is a really good question. It's really tricky. The question is, how do you know when you get something like this? How do you know you're not done? Right? How do you know when you're done with this?
I mean, it can't be factored out anymore.
Yeah, you can't factor anything out anymore. Like you see this one? It looks similar to this, doesn't it? But 2 is not a perfect square. There's nothing that multiplies to 2 and adds to 0. That's how you know you're done. Yeah. There's nothing that would multiply to that number and add to the middle number. Yeah. Okay. Ready to try one? Mr. Cuevas, you ready? You sure? You sure, Alex? Okay. Let's do let's do this right here. Let's do x cubed plus 6x squared minus 5x minus 30. Whoa. There we go. You try that one.
Notice they always leave like right in the parts. That's true.
Probably hurts her grade, doesn't it?
Yeah. They always just nice.
Especially
East.
both of them?
Both.
Yeah, that's sad story. Yeah. There's a kid in the other class too does the same thing. It's like, I don't know. Hold it. Yeah. Sad story. Sad story, Alex. Alex, you got this?
Kinda.
Kinda? Did you put a plus right here and then make that a minus?
Yeah,
Like right in front of it?
I'm already
Okay.
at that part.
Sam, you look worried. What's the matter?
No, because I finished it. I hope it's right.
You did it, but you don't know if it's right.
That just scared me.
Eminem, did you get it right?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. Yeah?
You got it right. I got it right.
That's it.
What?
It's not that bad, is it? Not that bad. The trick is you just have to be careful of the minus sign. That's it. Otherwise, same thing like we were doing last week or Tuesday, last class.
I got the second one. Yeah, ED. I got the bottom part wrong.
Well, here's the thing that for the second for this thing right here, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing they have in common. This is the thing you're going to take out. X plus 6.
I didn't catch that. That's the.
What did you put?
It got you on the homework last time too.
They said, oh, no, llegué a 10
So it's the middle part? X
Yeah.
plus 6?
It's alright if you run it backwards, right?
Yeah. If you wrote X plus 6 first, no problem.
Yeah, and that's what you're gonna put in parentheses, and then the numbers that are left remaining is what you're gonna put in the other parentheses.
Right.
Oh.
See it now?
I see it.
You know what's funny is because it's there the whole time, right? Like nothing changed except for your understanding, and it's like, whoa, how did I not see that? It's weird.